Hello everyone and welcome back. In the previous video we have learned how to create our main repository, but in this video we are going to create our main service. So let's create a new Kotlin class called WebRTC service and another class called WebRTC service repository. So this repository is responsible to interact with our service, to start intent and send this to our service. So I'll create it as injectable. Let's go back to our service, make this Android entry point and also injectable, and this service class is going to extend from my service android.app, and it will implement main repository.listener. So let's implement all the member that we are going to need, and for the binder I'll just return null. So let's create our companion object here. In this companion object I'll have my screen intent, screen permission intent, that I will fill it later using my main activity. And the next one is going to be surface view of type surface view renderer. It's also null initially, and listener for this class that I'm going to use the main repository listener because it's pretty much the same. I want to notify the main activity whenever this kind of function happens. So let's go back to our service. So right here, let's override on create method and create a notification manager, because we are going to launch a foreground service, so we are going to need a notification manager to create a notification. So inside on create method, I'm going to initialize my notification manager using get system service and give the notification class name to it. Notification manager class.java. And also I want to inject my main repository and set the listener to my service class, just like that. And after that I want to override the onStart command and return start sticky instead of returning super. So right here I'll check the types that I'm receiving from my repository, my WebRTC service repository, and decide what to do with them. So let's go down here and create another function, start service with notification. In here first I'll check the build version. If it's greater or equal SDK int, then I want to create a notification channel equal to notification channel with ID of channel 1 and the name foreground or something like that, doesn't matter, and the importance notification manager importance high. And after that I'll use notification manager to create notification channel and pass notification channel to it. It's complaining about the API, and its one is notification channel. Let's move it inside the if condition and pass notification channel to it. And then I'll create a notification using notification compat.builder class, and as the context I'll pass this, and the channel ID I'll just use the channel 1 and just set small icon or that map PC launcher and start foreground with ID of 1 and notification dot build. Just like that we will start our service with notification. I'll create my stop service function, stop my service, and destroy main repository, and then stop self. And after that, notification manager, cancel all notifications. And using this listener, I want to notify my UI or main activity. So listener on connection request received, the target, listener on connection connected, here listener on call ended received, also destroy my main repository or just stop my service. And here on remote stream added, and add the stream to my main activity. And before I forget, let's go to manifest and add the permissions and copy and paste the required permissions. Let's also use the HTTP protocol to set clear test traffic, and inside my application tag I want to add a service with WebRTC service name. Okay, so let's go back to our WebRTC service repository. First, I want to inject context here. Then we will have functions to interact with our service. The first function is start intent, which will take a username of type string. To do that, I'll create a thread to start our service inside another thread instead of main thread. So I'll create a new thread and then thread.start. So right here I'll create my intent. Start intent is equal to the new intent, give the context to it, and WebRTC service class.java. I'll set an action to it, start intent, and put extra the username to it, and then check if build.version stcans is greater or equal build.version codes.o. Then we want to start foreground service using start intent. Otherwise, we just want to start service normally using start intent. The next function is going to be request connection, which will get a target of string, and it's going to be pretty much the same as this one. So I'll just copy and paste it and change this one to request connection intent and the target to target. The next function is accept call function, and it's going to get a target as a string as well. I'll just copy and paste it as well. The action is going to be accept call intent, and the target will be put as extra. The next function is end call. I'll just copy and paste it. Let's change the service name, which belongs to my previous package, and stop intent. So you can see we do have 5 kind of action type that we have to handle inside our service. So let's go back to our WebRTC service, and inside my onStart command, first I want to check if intent is not null. Then I want to use when statement for intent.action and check if it's equal to start intent. Do this. And it equals to stop intent. Do this. Same for end call intent, accept call intent. Actually, we do have to copy and paste it or use enum class, just like that. So let's go to our start intent situation. We want to set the username, var username. We want to store it inside our service class. So name is equal to intent get string extra username to string. So we are pretty sure that this one is not null because we are sending it. So using main repository, we will call init, pass username and surface. But do not forget, this surface is null initially. So we do have to fill this later from our main activity. So for now, I'll just put double quotation. If I forget, then I'll fix this one later. And after that, initting my main repository, I want to start service with notification. In case of stop intent, I just want to stop my service. In case of end call, I want to send end call to other peer and call on destroy for it and then stop my service. And for accept call intent, first I want to get targets from intent, get string extra with name of target, and check if target is not null. Use main repository to start call. Pretty simple. And in case of request connection, I just want to get target from intent, get string extra target, and check it if it's not null. First, I want to set intent, set permission intent to intent that I have from my companion object, like this, and make it not null. Then send screen share connection, and then, or before that, I can start screen capturing using my surface view again and make it not null in case if I forget, so I can fix it later. Okay, so that's it for our service. In the next video, we will implement our service inside our main activity and run our application finally. Till the next video, see you.